a fly in here. That's gross. Hello. So it is definitely getting through fall here now in late November. It's pretty cold to be working outside for most things. We'll have a couple more projects to do outside this year. But right now we're moving indoors and trying to find some more indoor projects. So sitting in front of me is one of my snake plants, and this one I believe was night owl, and so it's a shorter snake plant that is a little bit darker, and unfortunately it was sick. So one day I found that a lot of its leaves were falling over, and it didn't look very healthy, and when I tugged on one of the little leaves, it came right out of the base of the stem, and normally they're somewhat firmly attached. So upon further investigation, I found out that it had root rot, and root rot is something that snake plants are susceptible to due to poor drainage. They get too much water in their pot, and all that moisture is an area for their roots to rot. So today we're going to try and save whatever's left of my snake plant. And so I have a few other varieties, and I can go back to the greenhouse, Palmyra greenhouse down the road, and pick up a new copy of this. But we're going to work on saving this one, and we can make some of our own copies, I feel like. So we're going to try two different ways to save this. This is part of the group that looked healthy. In this pot, I had a couple different clumps of the Sansevieria that were growing in there. This one still has some healthier looking roots attached to it that I have washed off, but upon cleaning the root, I found that where it was attached to the main rhizome was soft, and now it feels soft where some of the leaflets are attaching. The leaves are attaching to the base. So I question as to whether this is going to succeed or not, but it'll be worth a shot. And if it looks like it's failing, we're going to try method number 2. So method number 2 is taking cuttings of your snake plant. So one way that snake plants reproduce is by pups. And so this was a pup that had died in the snake plant. And there are these little offshoots of the rhizome, and that's how snake plants spread, is via their roots. They'll also go to seed if you're lucky enough, but this died due to the root rot, and so the pup is not going to be a way to propagate it, but we can take cuttings. So with some of our dying leaves, what I did is I pulled them out of the ground, and here's an example of them, and we have a good 5-inch leaf here, and the upper portion of it is still healthy. The lower bit is starting to rot and die away. But these are going to be usable to save the plant. And you can see where this one attached to the roots and it pulled away very easily. So what we're going to do is you want to take a 3 to 4 inch section of these. And some of the longer snake plants, you can get multiple cuttings out of a section. This, we're just going to go for one. You can take some scissors, some garden shears, a knife, and cut off a section. Cut it off so you have healthy tissue. And then what we're going to do is we're going to set this section aside and let it callus over for the next few days. So we can just cut a few of these up. We'll compost all the bad bits. There you go. Those are going to be ready to start callusing. If you have a longer section and you cut both ends of it, I don't have any of these that are long enough, but if you did cut both ends and you had like a middle section, you would want to make sure you mark which end is up, because they will only root from the bottom. They will not root from the top edge. So those are ready to callus. And a few days ago I started this project. So I have a bunch of already calloused ones. The edge is all dried up, and this helps to protect them from rot further. So these are all ready to go. I actually have a lot here. Now you'll not see growth on any of these. These, when we put them in our media, we'll see some roots grow if you plant them, and then when you plant them, there won't be any growth on them. They'll create a root system that will send a new pup off, and that'll be your new plant. So they're kind of just a starter piece to get everything going. On this one, you can see it was a middle section, and so I took the top straight across, but then also cut a notch out of it so I knew that it was the top. So for our calloused ones, there's two methods to start them. One is in water. So we can take our leaves and just stand them in our water. And we'll do a couple more. And we can add to this as we need. So now we've got a couple left, 3 left. Well, that'll be good. We can add more to this as we need. And that's just clean water. We'll want to keep it clean, and it can take a few weeks for those to root. You can add rooting hormone if you like. So now our other method, we don't need this many. Keep those. Our other method is going to be, so A and B is to, that's A. B is going to be to stick these right into the soil. So they have calloused over. We're going to stick them into the soil and water them in. So after we get this put in, we're going to see how it goes. So like I said, we're going to try and see how this big, older clump fares. But the goal is to not lose this snake plant. We're going to create more of it, and we'll propagate it and have some more snake plants. That's just what we need, more snake plants. We already have a bunch. I think they're going to take over. So we're just going to dig out a little hole. This is some potting mix that I made. Like I said, I am worried that this isn't going to work because this has a soft area to it, and I just found out that that end isn't calloused over, or is soft, and I haven't given it time to callus over. So we'll see how this goes. We'll keep it watered, but hopefully not too wet. May change pots eventually. I like this one because of where it goes. So we stuck one of our new babies in there. Stick a new start in the ground, and a third. We can always take them out and put them in new pots to give them a new chance and a new home. So that's what we're going to do to save this snake plant from root rot by propagating it and trying to save a healthy section of the old plant. We will hopefully have some good results here in the coming weeks and many snake plant babies. If you're interested in videos about houseplants, make sure you drop a like and subscribe. We will see if what other houseplant problems we have come up, and also some information videos on houseplants, maybe a bit of a new territory that we are going to explore. Thank you, and we'll see you next time.